Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening, Neet.
Good
I am
evening, sir.
present. Hi, good evening. So yesterday I had given you a homework to solve. Has any one of you looked at it? I'll just open it once. So has any one of you looked at it? The question?
No, sir.
Okay, not an issue. Okay, I'll just open it once. Yeah, it is not over here. Okay, fine. So like you can just go back and look at it. I don't have the question currently. Just a
No
minute.
class notes seen.
Yeah, I have it. Just look at this one. I hope you are able to see my screen. Uh, we
Yes,
have
sir.
we have k belonging to R. Limit x tends to 0 plus sine of kx plus cos x plus x whole to the power of 2 by x is equal to e raised to 6, and it is asking me the value of e. Okay, so I will just do it over here. So limit x
Once
tends to
questions do,
0
sir.
plus sine of, yeah, I am writing it. No issues. Let us see if we can do this. So what will be your first thing that you do in the question? Anyone? First of all, we will just bluntly put in the value of x and check which form is this coming out to be, right?
Yes,
So tell
sir.
me, which form is this? Which form is this? Tell me, which form is this? Sine of 0 plus cos of 0 plus 0
Is
whole to the power of 2 by 0. Which form is this?
is to infinity, sir. 1 raised
What?
to infinity.
1 raised to infinity, correct. Cos of 0 is 1, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
How do we solve 1 raised to infinity form? How do we do it? 1 raised to infinity, forgot. It is e raised to,
Of x minus 1 in of x.
correct, right? Is this correct? Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
over here, your f of x will be this thing. So you will get e raised to power of, so I'm not currently writing e. So you'll get e raised to power of this thing. So sine of kx plus cos x plus x, right? This is my f of x minus 1 into g of x. Can you tell me limit x is tending to 0 plus? What will be this value equal to? Can anyone tell me what will this value be equal to? What is the value of the limit?
Infinity.
What is the value of the limit? See, the value is given to me, e raised to 6. So what will be the value of this
Yes,
thing?
sir.
So what will be the value of this thing? What should it be? Tell me. Like I'm asking the value. Like
0 by 0, sir.
no. I'm asking the value. The uh, how much should this thing be equal to?
Zero.
Zero.
It should be equal to 6, right? Because it is e raised to f of x minus 6, and this value is coming out to be equal to e raised to 6. So f of x minus 1 into g of x should be equal to 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what I was asking. So this thing is equal to 6. And now I need to calculate my value of k. Can I do it? Tell me, how should I solve this one? I have sine of kx, sine of kx plus cos x plus x minus 1 into 2 whole divided by x is equal to 6. How will I do it?
Derivative.
Okay, correct
Differentiation.
derivative. But before differentiation, can we do one more thing? One more step. You have sine of kx. How to get rid of this two signs? I can get rid of this two signs first, the sine functions,
Sir, ignoring
because
by.
yes, correct. I can ignore
Yes,
these two
sir.
functions. Okay, I can
Yes.
because if I take these two signs, my differentiation will be a lot tougher. So now I can just take it like this: as x tends to 0 plus kx plus cos x plus x minus 1 whole into 2 divided by x is equal to 6. So I can just differentiate it. Okay, so fast, just tell me the differentiation of this thing. What is the differentiation of kx? What will it be? K is
K,
any constant.
only
K.
What will it be? K,
K.
okay. What about cos x? What about cos x?
Minus sin x.
What about x?
1,
One.
sir.
1
One
plus 1.
minus
What
one
about
zero.
minus 1? 0.
0.
Into 2. This 2 will remain as it is, right? Because it is in multiplied. This is a constant.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Whole divided by x.
1.
What is the derivative of x? Okay. So just
This.
input your value. Is this an indeterminate form on the left hand side? Is this an indeterminate form?
No,
No,
sir.
No, it is not an indeterminate form. So
no, sir.
just input the value of x as 0. What will happen? You'll get k minus 0 plus 1
K plus
whole
1
into
equals
2. K plus 1 is equal to how much?
2.
3,
3.
right?
3,
3.
sir.
So k is equal to 2,
Yes,
right?
sir.
It was a really simple question. It came this year only, JEE Advanced. 2024 only it came. For this question, all you needed to know was how to solve 1 raised to infinity limit. After that, thing was really simple. But I guess some of the students messed up in this sine of kx. So I hope you got the clear idea of how to operate whenever you see something like this. You know, right? Sine of kx.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
So you understood this question, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Sir,
So, like, how do you think was this question? Like, was it easy, medium, tough, according to you? Just tell me your
Medium.
views.
Better.
Okay, medium.
Me.
Okay, okay. You feel that it was medium kind of question, not an issue. So
sir, एक
today we will
क्वेश्चन
be
बोल रहा.
discussing about Navneet. Yes, tell.
सर एक लिमिट के ऊपर एक क्वेश्चन बोलता है उसका आंसर बोलता है.
हाँ, like send it in the chat box. The
Okay, sir.
photo you can send it in the chat box. I'll do it.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Yeah. So uh, for just one remaining form we had 0 into infinity form. I hope all of you remember. Yesterday also we had encountered it in a question, so we left it. So 0 into infinity form is really basic. So just convert it to either 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity form. Okay. And then solve it using the methods you have. I'll just tell you one small thing, that if a question comes in JE, it will like, and a tough question, if they really want to give you a very tough question, the question will either be in the form of 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. All the remaining are really simple ones. Like if even if you look at this question of JE Advanced, like it is a really simple question, like according to statistics, because all the other formats, you have 0 raised to 0, infinity raised to 0, or you have 1 raised to infinity. All of these three have standard methods of solving. There is only one method to solve if you ever see such a limit. So that is why such questions are comparatively easier. Okay, so 0 by 0 form, let us start with a basic question. So I have limit x tends to infinity, sine of 1 by x into x. So tell me, if x is tending to infinity, where will 1 by x tend to?
Sir, infinite.
I'm
Zero.
asking if, yes, correct. If x is tending to infinity, where will 1 by x tend to?
0, sir.
So this is sine of 0. So this is
0.
sine of 0 into infinity, right? So sine of 0 is 0. So this is 0 into infinity, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let us see how we can do it. So you can just write x. So you can take x down. So how would you do it? So you can write it as sine of 1 by x whole divided by 1 by x, right?
Yes.
Can I write this? And now my
Yes.
limit x is tending to infinity. So just change my variable now. Just change my variable. I assume a variable y that is equal to 1 by x. So if my x is tending to infinity, my y is tending to, tell me, where is it tending to?
3.
0, right? So this thing can be written as limit y tends to 0 sine y by y, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
tell me, what is the value? Sine y
1.
by y. Y
1.
is 1. Correct.
1.
Correct. 1. Really simple, right? Okay, great. See, like the only mistake you can make in 0 multiplied by infinity form is when you don't choose correctly. If you need to go into 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity form. That is the only case where you can make a mistake. I'll just show you one small example where you can make a mistake. So you have limit x tends to minus infinity, x square, e to the power of x. So can you tell me what is e to the power of minus infinity? What is it? Yesterday we
1 by
had discussed this.
infinite.
1 by infinity, correct. So it is 1 by
1
e
by
raised to infinity,
infinity.
that is 1 by infinity. What is 1 by infinity? What is it?
0.
0.
0, correct.
0.
So this thing, so x square minus infinity square. What is minus infinity square? Square of minus infinity. What is it?
Infinity.
Correct,
Infinity.
infinity and into 0. So it is infinity into 0 form, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Everyone agrees to this,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So it is infinity into 0. Now, how would we do this? So like anyone could take two approaches. One approach could be to take e raised to x at the numerator, and one approach could be to take e raised to x downwards. So let us just try both approaches and see. Only one of them will succeed. So first of all, taking e raised to x, and then I have in the denominator x to the power of minus 2. This is what I have. So I according to me, this case will fail. Let us see the other case. In the other case, x square divided by e to the power of minus x. Right? Got it? Everyone, both of these cases are correct, right? So can you just
Yes.
tell me which form is this? X square by e raised to minus x.
0. No, sir.
How much? Think again. X square divided by e raised to minus x. What will it be?
Infinity by 0.
Infinity by 0. Sure. Infinity by 0 is actually not an indeterminate form, if you think clearly. Infinity is a very large number divided by a very small number. So, according to me, the answer will directly tend to infinity because you are dividing a very large number divided by a very small number. So, it will actually be infinity into infinity. So, that is actually uh, infinity only. Just think again. X is tending to minus infinity. Think
Infinity
again.
by infinity.
Correct. It is infinity by infinity. Because x is tending to minus infinity. So minus x is actually infinity. So it is x squared divided by e raised to infinity. So infinity by infinity. What about this one? What is this? Which form is this? Anyone? See, if you have 0 into infinity, it can only be converted to two forms. So one form is already here. So what will this be? Just think again. See,
Definitely.
0 into infinity form can only be converted to two forms, either 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. So this one is infinity by infinity. So what should this be?
0 by
0
0.
by 0.
Okay, so just in case if you were not able to think, I'll help you. So see, in the numerator you have e raised to x. Your x is tending to minus infinity. So in the numerator you have e raised to minus infinity. What is e raised to minus infinity?
0.
0.
1 by
So
infinity.
numerator is 0. Yes, correct. So numerator is 0. And in the denominator you have x to the power of minus 2. X to the power of minus 2 basically means 1 by x whole square. And now your x is tending to minus infinity. So what is 1 by x? If
0.
x is tending, so
0.
what is 1 by x square?
0.
What will be 1 by x square?
0. Sir.
0.
So it is 0 by 0. Really simple. So let us just think. We have infinity by infinity form. How would you approach this? Think x squared divided by e raised to minus x. How would you do it?
Derivative.
Fine. What is the derivative of x square?
2.
Taking out the
1.
coefficient, just a minute. Taking out the highest coefficients won't work over here. Why won't it work? Can anyone tell me? I guess someone of you should be able to tell me. Maybe Gayatri, Ashrita. Can you guess why taking out the highest coefficients won't work in this case?
X
First of
is
all,
a
there is no
and
x
denominator.
is a yes, correct. X is in the power, and you don't have
Yes.
a polynomial actually. If you look closely, you don't have a polynomial in the denominator. It is not a polynomial. It is an exponentiation function. So
Yes, sir.
highest powers can only be taken out in cases of polynomials. So here it won't happen. Let us just see. So what is the derivative of x square? What is it?
2x.
1.
Correct.
2x.
2x. What about e raised to minus x? What is it?
Sir, x.
Uh,
X only.
no worries. I know you currently don't know the derivative of e raised to minus x. It is e raised to minus x into minus 1. Okay. See, I'll just tell you how. Because inside e raised to x, you have put minus x. So just think it in this way. If you are thinking about chain rule, you can just think it in this way. Fine. So it is this thing. So what have we got? Just so it is minus 2 into x by e raised to minus x. Which form is this? Which form is this again? Tell me. No one.
Sir, infinity by infinity.
Yes, it is infinity by infinity.
Infinity by
Because your
infinity.
x is tending to minus infinity. Yes. So if it is infinity by infinity, can I apply differentiation again?
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yes.
Okay, so just apply it again. So minus 2 is a constant, it would come outside. What is the differentiation of x?
1, sir.
1.
Okay, 1 divided by e raised to
E
minus
is
x
Zero.
is e raised to minus x into minus 1.
Minus 1.
Okay, so this minus 1 and this minus can get cancelled. So I am left with 2 by e raised to minus x. Right?
2,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which form is this? Is this an indeterminate form?
2 by infinity.
How much?
2 by infinity.
Indeterminate.
It is 2 by
Indeterminate.
infinity. Just a minute. 2 by infinity, correct. Is 2 by infinity an indeterminate form?
No,
No,
sir.
No, sir.
What is the value of 2 by infinity? What is the value 2 by infinity?
sir, is
What is
it
the value of 2 by infinity? Yes, obviously it is 0. Anything divided by infinity is 0, right? Any finite value divided by infinity is 0 only. Right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, it was really simple, I guess. Okay, great. So yeah, it is 0, right? 2 divided by infinity is 0. I hope all of you got it. 2 divided by a very large number, it will tend to 0, right? Now let us just look at this case. I know this case will fail, looking at it already. So let's see how it will work. So tell me, what is the derivative of e raised to x? First of all, can I apply L'Hopital's rule over here? Can I apply it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can apply because it is 0 by 0, so I can apply.
0 by
So
0.
tell me, what is the derivative of e raised to x? What is it?
E raised to sir.
E
Correct.
raised
E
to
raised to x. What is the derivative of
x minus
x to the power of minus 2? What is it?
Minus 2x raised to minus 3.
Correct. My e raised to minus x divided by minus 2 into x to the power of minus 3. Correct. Right, everyone? This is correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You are left with minus 1 by 2 into e to the minus x divided by x minus 3. This is what you are left with. If you try differentiating it again, let us just do it for you one time. So again, okay, it was not e raised to minus x, it was e raised to x. Okay, just so e raised to x divided by, can you tell me what is the derivative of x to the power of minus 3?
Minus 3.
Minus 3 into x raised
Minus
to 3.
4 power minus.
Correct. So it goes into an infinite loop. You can do it infinite times and still you will not get any answer. So this 0 by 0 form is not working, but infinity by infinity form worked. So this form does not work. Fine. So I'm just telling you one thing. Whenever you are approaching, whenever you are doing 0 into infinity form, the only mistake you can ever make is by choosing the wrong form, going for 0 by 0 instead of infinity by infinity or the other way around. This is the only mistake you can make. Otherwise, there is no other method. Okay. So we'll just do a few more questions. So you have limit extends to 0 plus square root of x into ln of x. Can you tell me what is the value of ln when ln of x when x is tending to 0? Can you tell me? What happened? Navneet.
Photo भेजा sir question.
Okay, I'll just do it after this question. Yesterday we had discussed this, right? It is minus infinity. I hope all of you remember. I had yesterday talked about it, if you remember. The same question that limit x is tending to 0 plus ln of x. So we assumed its value to be y. And then I asked you e raised to y is equal to x and x is tending to 0 plus. So what should I raise to my e so that I get 0? Can you tell me? What should I raise?
Minus.
1.
Infinity, right? Minus infinity, right?
Minus
Right?
infinity.
That is how I will get 0. Because e raised to minus infinity, then only I will get 0. So y will tend to minus infinity. Which form is this now? Can you tell me which form is this? So obviously, you just substitute your value over here. So what is square root of x when x is tending to 0?
0, sir.
0. And what about ln of x when x is tending to 0?
Minus infinity.
Minus infinity, correct. So this is 0 into infinity form, right? It is just a
Yes,
minus
sir.
that can be taken out common. Please give me a minute. Yeah, so what I was talking about is it is 0 into minus infinity. So minus can be just considered as a constant. It can be taken outside. So it is actually 0 into infinity form. So again, like you can make two mistakes over here. You can make one mistake over here. Either you can take your numerator to be ln x or you take your square root of x to be ln x. Which one of you, what do you think we should be taking? Should we taking our ln x as the numerator or should we taking our square root of x as the numerator? What should we doing?
ln x as a
So,
numerator.
numerator. Okay, great. Seems like you have solved the question before. So ln x divided by, so tell me, what will it be? It will be x to the power of minus half, right? Which form is this? Tell me, which form is this? I'm just asking you a basic question. Okay, no worries. Like, I'm just asking you to put in the value of x as 0 and then tell me. Is this 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity?
Infinity by
Just think.
infinity.
Correct, infinity by infinity. Really
Infinity.
simple, right? Just substitute your value x as 0 and you will get this. See, x raised to minus half, right? X raised to minus half can be written as 1 by square root of x. So if your x is tending to 0, your square root x will also tend to 0. So 1 by 0, infinity.
Yes, sir.
So that is it, is infinity by infinity. So what is the derivative of ln x?
1 by x.
Great. What about x to the power of minus half?
Minus
Think.
1 by 2 into x raised to minus 3 by 2.
3/2.
Great, great, really great. So this minus 3 by 2 can go up. Is it possible? Can I send this up? So this will become x raised to 3 by 2 divided by x, and then we have a minus half. In then so it will become minus 2.
Yes,
Is this
sir.
correct, everyone? Right?
Yes.
Just basic calculation. So I got limit x tends to 0 plus minus 2 into x to the power of half. Is this an indeterminate form?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, this is not. So what is the value of this limit?
0.
0.
0.
0, correct. Right? X to the power of half, so square root. Okay, so now let us just look at the question he gave, Navneet. Where is it? Just look at it. So it is limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x to the power of 1 by 3 minus 1 minus x to the power of 1 by 3 whole divided by x. Okay, Navneet. I want the answer from you. Which form is this? Navneet.
उसका
Navneet,
सर
which form is
पूछा
this? क्या?
infinity by infinity.
Infinity by infinity. Okay. Anyone else? Maybe Ashrita. Which form is this? Uh, Varshini, Shravani.
0/0, sir.
0 by 0, sir.
Correct. 0. Correct. You can just substitute your value x as 0. So it will be 1 raised to 1 by 3 minus 1 raised to 1 by 3 whole divided by 0. So what is 1? So obviously it will be 0 by 0. Great. So if it is 0 by 0, how should we solve it? What should we apply? Like I feel in such a
Hospital.
case, yes, I would be applying that only. I was just thinking if we could apply one more thing. It is actually possible to apply that also. 1 plus x whole to the power of n expansion if you want to apply. That also you can do it through that method. Fine. So L'Hopital sounds good. You will be using that method only. Both of them are equally good in this case. Both are equally effective. So can you just help me differentiate the numerator? What is the differentiation of 1 plus x whole to the power of 1 by 3? Gayatri.
Yes, sir.
1 plus x whole to the power of 1 by 3. Don't know.
No, sir.
Anyone? Anyone of you knows what is the derivative of 1 plus x whole to the power of 1 by 3? I don't know why you are confused. X plus 1 whole to the power of 1 by 3.
1/3 into 1 plus
Okay.
x is to minus by 3.
Correct. Absolutely correct. How did you do it? Chain rule. or have you learned differentiation in your college? Maybe, like, I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, this is correct. And can you help me do this one also? What is
Yes.
the differentiation of 1 minus x to the power of 1 by 3? What will it be?
Minus
By 3 into
1
1
by 3 into
x minus 2 by 3.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
Yes.
Sure. There is a minus x, right? So there will be a minus 1 also because of this 1 minus x. So this will be my overall differentiation. And what is the differentiation of the denominator?
1.
1.
1.
1.
So
1.
is this an indeterminate form?
No,
No,
No, this is not an indeterminate form. So I can just plug in my value. So just input your value x as 0. So 1 by 3 into 1 raised to minus 2 by 3. What is 1 raised to minus 2 by 3? 1 to the
1.
power of minus 2 by 3. 1. So minus 3 into 1. Minus 1 by 3 into 1 into minus 1. Right? So 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3. 2 by 3.
2 by 3.
Navneet. Navneet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, I actually today I wanted to discuss expansion anyways. So I want all of you to be solving this question through the expansion method also. Let us see if you can do it. So does any one of you remember what is the expansion of 1 plus x whole to the power of n? No one remembers. So it is 1 plus nx plus n minus 1 by 2 x square plus n minus 1. Okay. So you can just write it as higher order term if you wish. Okay. So can you just input your value x n as 1 by 3 and tell me what will it be? Anyone? Arre, I'm just asking you to input your value n as 1 by 3. Arre yaar.
1 plus
1 plus 1 by 3
1
into
plus
x
1 by
3
3
into x plus
by 3
Plus
into x
1 by 3.
minus
1 by 3 into 1 by 3 minus 1 by whole
divided by
x
2
whole
square plus higher order terms.
x is
right?
HOT.
term.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. This is it. So similarly, could you just tell me what will be 1 minus x to the power of 1 by 3?
1 minus 1 by
Minus
x
by 3 into x
Hmm.
plus 1 by 3 into minus 2 by 3 divided by 2 into x square and higher order.
Great. So now you have the expansion of 1 plus x to the power of 1 by 3. You have the expansion of 1 minus x to the power of 1 by 3. So could you just, in place of these values, just put in the expansion and then calculate it? Is it possible? Is it possible now? Everyone? Okay.
Yes.
So like you want to do it right now or you will be able to do it? Navneet? Navneet, will you be able to do it?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, चलो. So what you have this thing, you have this thing expansion. Just keep in the expansions and then you can check the answer. Answer will be same only.
Yes, sir.
Answer would be same. Okay. Great. So okay, actually today I just have a few questions to discuss with all of you. Okay, let us just look at this one. The value of limit x tends to infinity ax square plus bx plus c whole divided by dx plus e. So which form is this? Which form is this? Ax square plus bx plus c divided by dx plus e. Which form is this?
Sir, infinity
fast?
by infinity
By
form.
infinity.
by
Okay. Infinity, correct. Infinity by infinity, correct. So if it is infinity by infinity, and both the top and bottom both are polynomials. So can I just apply my trick? If both are polynomials, what is the trick that I gave you?
Higher
We should read both.
Highest value
Top.
Correct.
powers
So what is the highest value in the top numerator?
2,
2.
sir.
Two.
Ax square, right? Ax square.
Yes, sir. By
And what
dx.
about denominator?
By
Dx.
D.
So it will be
dx.
limit x tends to infinity a by d into x, right?
Hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So it is asking me that the value of this limit depends on the sign of which variables. Which variables will decide the sign of this limit? Can you tell me? Which variables will decide the sign of this limit?
A and D, sir.
A
Correct.
and D.
Option C.
Correct. A and D. C, correct. Option C is correct. Let us just look at this one. This one is really special question. Like I have purposely put this to see if we can do it. So 1 plus greatest integer function of x whole to the power of 1 by ln of tan x. So can you tell me if x is tending to pi by 4, tan x is going where? Where is tan x going?
One.
What is tan of pi by 4? Okay. Tan of pi
1.
by 4 is 1.
1, sir.
What is
1,
ln?
sir.
ln of 1?
One.
What is ln of 1?
0.
One.
0.
Of 1 is
Zero.
0, correct. So in the numerator you have 1 divided by 0. What is 1 divided by 0?
Infinity.
1
Infinity.
divided by 0 is infinity. Correct, correct. Absolutely correct. 1 divided by 0 is infinity. What about the base? You have 1 plus greatest integer function of x. X is tending to pi by 4. What will it be?
1 only, sir.
Okay.
1 by
Like what is like I'm just asking you, uh, what is the value of pi by 4 somewhere around? It is lesser than 1, right? Pi by 4 is lesser than 1. All of you agree?
Yes,
yes, sir.
sir.
So
Yes.
if you take the greatest integer function of pi by 4, well, where will this value go?
0, sir. 0.
0, sir.
0.
0. Correct. Correct. It is 0.
Zero.
So basically, which form is this? Which
1
form is
raised
this?
to infinity.
1 raised
1.
to infinity. Correct. It is 1 raised to infinity. So how do we solve 1 raised to infinity?
E
E
bar f of x
0.
x minus 1 into g of
F
x.
of x
G of x.
one
Correct. What is
into
f
G
of
of
x minus 1? F of x minus 1 is this into g of x. This is what we will do.
Yes, sir.
Everyone
Yes,
agrees
sir.
this is how we should do it. Everyone. What if I tell you that it is absolutely wrong? Think back again. Why is it wrong? Look at the base again. I will give you one hint. Look at the base again.
Sir, x
Is my
is
base?
1 plus
Bolo.
Thanks.
tending to 45 degrees.
So,
Na.
so,
45
so,
degrees.
so, like, how does that have issue? I am asking, look at the base again clearly. Look at the base. 1 plus fractional part of x. Look at that thing again. Is my base tending to 1 or is my base equal to 1?
Equal to
Just
one,
listen
sir.
to my question. Is my base, see, just remember this thing. I have f of x raised to g of x. So I apply 1 raised to infinity when my f of x is tending to 1. Do I take it when my f of x equal to 1? Or do I take this case when f of x is tending to 1? Look at the concept again. Is my f of x over here tending to 1 or is it equal to 1? Equal to 1. Right? It is equal to
Equal to
1.
1.
See, because my fractional part of x, sorry, my greatest integer of x will directly give me the value 0. Is this exact 0 or tending to 0?
Exact 0.
0.
Exact
Exact
0.
zero.
It will give me the value exact 0. So 1 plus exact of 0. What is 1 plus exact of 0?
Exact 1, sir.
Correct.
One,
So it
sir.
is exact 1. So it is exact 1 raised to infinity. So it is basically 1 into 1 into 1 into 1 into so much infinity times. Tell me, what will be the answer now?
1, sir.
Correct.
One.
It is 1. See, that is why we need to go into the concept back. You need to look at the base. Is it equal to 1 or is it tending to 1? I hope you all got it. Any doubts, anyone? Anyone? Doubts? Just look, is it tending to 1 or is it equal to 1? Because both of these have a different meaning in terms of limit, right? That is why when we had done f of x raised to g of x, I had written this thing that f of x is tending to 1, not equal to 1. Because exact 1 raised to anything is 1 only. You apply 1 raised to 2 by 3, you apply 1 raised to minus 2 by 3, 1 raised to minus infinity, 1 raised to infinity. If this base has the exact value 1, then it won't be an indeterminate form. Then it will be a determinate form. Fine. So just one more question. You can ask your doubt by opening your unmuting your mic also. So let us just look at this question. 1 plus greatest integer of x, the whole inside the greatest integer raised to 2 by x. Which form is this, first of all? I'll just tell you one thing. I know many of you had asked that day also. 1 raised to infinity is an indeterminate form only if f of x is tending to 1, not equal to 1. If f of x, my base, has the exact value 1, if I give you something like this, 1 raised to sine square x plus 2x, something like this. So this value will be exactly equal to 1. But if I give you something like means x raised to something, so then it will be not. Then it will not be equal to 1. Okay. So 1 plus greatest integer of x whole to the power of 2 by x. So if x is 0 plus, what is greatest integer of x? We have discussed this before.
0.
Correct. So
0.
1 plus 0
0.
One.
raised to 2 by
1.
0.
1.
What is 2 by x? Where is 2 by x going to?
Infinity.
Infinity.
Infinity, sir.
Correct. So is this 1 by infinity form?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. 1 into
Right.
1
It is
into
1
1
by.
into 1.
Uh,
1
is
is our
my base
answer.
exact 1? Is my base exact 1 or tending to 1?
Exact.
Exact
Tell.
1.
Exact
Exact
1.
one, sir.
Right. And if even if it
One,
was
sir.
not exact 1, there is, yes, it is. Answer is B, option 1. Answer is option B, 1. Okay, great. Let us just look at this one. This one requires a little bit of sequence and series. All of you remember sequence and series formula? So you have 1 cube minus 1 square plus 2 cube minus 2 square plus so on up to n cube minus n square. So you can just take
Yes.
out the cube sums, right? So it can be written as 1 cube plus 2 cube plus so on up to n cube minus
Thank you.
1 square plus 2 square plus so on up to n square, right? Do you all know what is the sums of cubes of first n natural numbers?
N
Sums
square
of cubes.
into n plus 1 whole square into by 4.
What about sums of squares of
N into n
first n
plus
natural,
1 into 2n plus 1 by
2n
6
plus.
right?
by 6.
This whole power,
Yes, sir.
this whole thing is divided by n raised to 4. So I can just keep n raised to 4 here and n raised to 4 here, right? Distributive property. How would I, and now my limit n is tending to infinity. So which form is this? Which form is
Infinity
both
by
of these?
infinity.
Infinity
Infinity.
by infinity.
It is infinity by infinity. So in both of these, I can just apply my trick. Which trick do I have? Infinity by infinity.
Highest power.
Highest
Right.
1 by
power.
Because
3
both of
answers,
these
sir.
are polynomials. How much?
1 by 3.
No, it is wrong. Think again. Anyone else? So, okay. take out the
So can
highest
you
power
repeat
terms
again?
in the first. Sorry.
1/2.
Repeat. Like if I have a polynomial at the top and a polynomial at the bottom, and it is infinity divided by infinity form, so I can just take out my highest powers. That was the trick we had discussed back. So
Yes, sir.
I just want
Okay.
you to tell me what is the highest power at in the first term. N square into n plus
2, sir.
1 square. What is it?
Cube.
How much?
Sir, n cube,
Cube.
sir.
N cube. Okay.
Mm.
Everyone, n cube. Sure.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
n power 4,
How,
sir.
sir?
It is n power 4. It is n power 4. Just think there is an n square in the first term and n square in the second term also, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Hmm. Now think. So what will be the coefficient of n raised to 4 in the first?
1, sir.
1, sir.
1.
1, sir.
So n raised to 4 divided by 4 n raised to 4. Okay, and obviously
Yes,
limit
sir.
n is tending to infinity minus limit n is tending to infinity. Take out the highest power. What is the highest power in the second term?
Sir, n cube. 2n cube.
And what? 2n cube, correct. Right? You can just take out the highest powers from each of these brackets and multiply it with them.
6 n power
Divided
4.
by 6n raised to 4. What is n by 4 raised to n by 4? What is it?
1 by
1 by
4.
4, sir.
1 by 4, sir.
Minus. What about this? What about this?
1
1
by
by
2.
3n, sir.
1 by
1 by
3n.
3. 1 by
3n.
3 n.
3n.
N by 3
So
n.
n
Right.
is tending to infinity. So what is 1 by 3n?
0, sir.
0, sir.
No, sir.
0.
1 by
So 1
4.
by 4 minus 0. What is 1 by 4 minus 0?
1 by 4. Option
1
D.
by 4 minus 0,
The, how?
1
right?
4.
1 by
1 by
4 is the
4.
correct answer. Navneet, ask.
So
Ask.
1 by 3 n. How it becomes 0, sir?
Because n is infinity, na? So 1 divided by 3 times of infinity. So what is 3 times of
Okay.
infinity? It is infinity only. 1 divided by infinity, 0. Simple,
Yes, sir. Right.
right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes. Ask.
Why we added n power 4, sir, in denominator?
There is an n by 4 already given to me in the denominator. Look at the question.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So I just applied this denominator to this and got the answer. Okay, let us do this one now. Limit x is tending to 0, cos x raised to 1 by sine square x. Which form is this?
1 is
Raised
20.
to infinity, sir.
1 raised to
1?
infinity, sir. 1
Sure.
raised to infinity.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
1 raised to infinity. Is it exact 1 or tending to 1?
Exact
I
1.
know.
Exact,
Exact 1.
sir.
No,
Shabash. No, it is tending to 1 because x is not equal to 0. It is tending. So we will need to apply limits back,
yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah. See, understand the difference between this case and this case. In this, if I substitute my value x as 0 plus, my base is exactly equal to 1. But in this case, it is a function. So if x is shifting a little bit over here and there, my value is also shifting in the base. So it is not equal to 1. It is tending to 1. So tell me, how do we evaluate 1 raised to infinity form? How do we do it?
E raised
Infinity
to
exponent.
of
F
x
E
minus
raised to
1.
into
g
G.
of x.
G of
Okay.
x.
So e raised to, so I'll just write f of x minus 1. What is f of x minus 1? Cos x minus 1 into g of x.
1 by sine square x.
So how do we do cos x minus 1? Yesterday we have done it 2 times, if you remember. Whenever we see something like this, what do we do? What is the formula for 1 minus cos x? Forgot. 1 minus cos of 2 theta. What is it? Yesterday also we had done it. I don't know why you are
2
forgetting so often. 2 sine square theta. Right?
Yes, sir.
cos.
Just apply this thing over here. So instead of cos x minus 1, you can take out a minus 1 common, and then you can invert it as 1 minus cos x. So this thing will become 2 sine square x by 2 divided by sine square x. So limit x is tending to 0. Tell me, limit x is tending to 0, which form is this, first of all? Which
0
form
by
is this?
0 by
0
0.
by 0.
0 by 0. Absolutely. So we have sine in both numerator and denominator. So do I have a trick that can save me from this sine?
We should ignore some.
No,
Absolutely correct. We can ignore sine, na? Forgot.
sir.
Yeah, we can ignore sine. So minus 1 into 2 into x by 2 whole square divided by x square. So in the numerator, I get minus 2 into x square by 4 into x square. So x square got cancelled. It is minus half. So minus half is my final answer. Everyone,
Yes, sir.
is minus half my final answer?
Sir, no,
Yes.
sir.
Sir, e raised
What
to
is?
minus.
So minus
Correct.
1.
E raised to minus half,
Yes, sir.
also written as 1 by square root of e,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Just a minute. Okay, great. Let us just look at this question also. Limit x tends to 0 sine x by x 1 divided by 1 minus cos x. So f of x, it is something like f of x raised to g of x. F of x raised to g of x. So f of x, my f of x is sine x by x. So if x is tending to 0, my f of x is tending to, tell me,
1, sir.
1, correct. And what about my g of x? 1 divided by 1 minus cos x. 1 divided by 1 minus cos x. Infinity, correct. Infinity, right? Everyone,
Yes.
infinity. 1 divided by 1 minus cos x.
Sir, can you say why it is infinity?
Yeah. Can you tell me what is the value of cos of 0?
1, sir.
Right. So what is 1 divided by 1 minus 1?
Okay, sir, I get.
Yeah, got it. Great. So it is, which form is this?
1 raised to infinity, sir.
1
It
raised
is
to
1 raised to
infinity.
infinity. How will we solve this 1 raised to infinity thing?
E raised to f of x
E
minus
raised to
Minus
minus 1 into g of x.
Great. I guess we should go then. E raised to f of x minus 1. So f of x minus 1 into g of x, right? Into g of x. G of x is 1 by 1 minus
1
cos.
minus cos x.
So you have sine x minus x uh, divided by x into 1 minus cos x can be written as, tell me, how can it be written as 1 minus cos
2
x?
sine squared x by 2.
How much?
2
2
sine square.
sine
2 sine squared x by
x by
2.
2. Correct. So in the numerator, you have sine x minus x. In the denominator, you have x into 2 sine square x by 2. How would you approach this? I am able to think of one method,
Sir,
one really basic.
sine
Tell.
Sine we
Tell.
should ignore, sir.
ignored, sir.
Okay. If you ignore sine, actually, I wanted to tell you about that also. That trick does not work every time. So if you ignore the sign in the numerator, x minus x, you will get 0. So e raised to 0, 1. That is not in the options also. That is really wrong. Can you think why? Okay, so currently we will not go into the logic. You can just tell me how we could solve this question for the time being.
Derivative.
Derivative. Don't you feel that the derivative of the denominator will be really tough?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let me just
Yes, sir.
write it back. So x minus x cos x. Now I feel that derivative is easy. What is the derivative of sin x? Cos x, right? Cos
Minus
x minus 1.
cos x.
Cos
Cos
x
x
minus 1 divided by
1 minus
1 minus. Yeah, do you know multiplicative? How do we do of multiplication? Differentiation of multiplication. So
no,
it is
sir.
x into minus sin x. Okay, not
into
an issue. Plus
cos
cos x,
x into 1.
right?
Yes, sir.
Right? So cos x minus 1. So I'll just write it over here. So you have cos x minus 1 divided by 1 plus x sin x minus cos x. Which form is this? Again, which form do we have again?
0 by 0.
0 by 0. Should we differentiate it again? Okay, we should differentiate it again. So differentiation of cos x minus sin x, right?
Minus sin x.
Divided
Minus
by
1.
1. So you have sin x plus x cos x plus sin x. Again, which form is this?
0 by 0.
Which do I need to differentiate it again or I have the answer?
Hmm.
Think again. Do I need to differentiate it one more time or do I already have the answer in my hand? What if we divide the numerator and denominator both by x? So in the numerator, I will get minus sin x by x divided by sin x by x plus cos x plus sin x by x. Right?
Yes, sir.
Is this correct, everyone? Okay. So just
Sir, x in
input your value x is tending to 0. What will happen? X is tending to 0. What is sin x by x when x is tending to 0?
sir.
1, sir.
How much?
1.
Right. So numerator will be minus
1
1 divided by 1
by
plus
1
1 plus
plus.
1. So minus 1 by 3. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
E
e raised to minus 1 by 3 is mine.
Option A.
Right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
It was really simple, I guess. Can you just think of one more method?
sir,
You
in
have
the
sin x minus x. Sorry?
sir x cos x है ना sir.
Where? Yeah,
Cos x
I
is
am
equal to
dividing
1.
both my numerator. I am dividing both my numerator and denominator by x.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah,
understood, sir.
that is why. Okay, great. Again. So I just want you all to think of one method. You have got sin x minus x. See, so in today's homework, I want you to think two things. Think of two things. Okay. You have got this problem over here. I'll just write this problem down. You have got sin x minus x. Okay. You got this thing. So I want you to think of two things. First of all, is there any other method to solve this instead of applying L'Hopital's rule? Second, I want you to come with a reason why ignoring the sine function is not working. See, if you ignore the sine function over here, okay, just think again. If you ignore the sine function, your numerator will be x minus x. What is x minus
0.
x?
0.
0.
Is that right? So your numerator will become 0. So 0 divided by
Yes,
anything, then your limit should be 0.
0. Yes,
Right?
sir.
So I want you to think of two things. The first is any other method to be able to solve this question. And the second, why ignoring the sine function in the numerator is not working. So actually, we have done one more question before, if you remember. We have done that question, cos of tan x minus cos of x. Everyone remembers that question? Where we applied minus 2 sine of tan x minus x by 2, something like this. Everyone remembers this question? No one remembers? Just a minute, I'll just open my notes.
Yes, sir.
You remember the question? Okay. So what did we do in this question was that we ignored our sign in the first step. So when we ignored our sign in the first step, we got rid of this sign and we were left with tan x minus x. But in the next step, we did not get rid of the tan immediately. Like I had asked you that you can get rid of your sine and tan. But if we got rid of our sine and tan, it will be x minus x by 2 and x plus x by 2. So it will be equal to 0. But it was not equal to 0. My final answer was not equal to 0. So I want you to think why this thing is not working. And tomorrow we will be discussing the reason. Fine. And by the time you can look at a few more questions that I have given over here. You can look at this question. You can look at one more, this question. And okay, so you don't need to do this top question. Don't do this. Okay. The rest remaining 2 questions is your homework. Fine. Okay, so that's it for today. Any doubts, anyone? Today's class or anything?
No,
You can
sir.
ask. No doubts. Either you understood everything or did you not understand anything? Fine, not understood. Thank you. Ma'am, please end the class. Students, join the next session.